Kyle Bray. Thank you so much for checking out my videos again. I'm just bringing you another Forex video. The scalp that we took this morning, and I want to just walk you guys through my mentality. I want to walk you guys through what we did on a live call today with the team, and I want to show you how we caught our pips. So you guys should know by now that I'm only hunting 4-hour time frames. That I'm hunting 4-hour time frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of replay this for a second, which you can already kind of see what happened. I already have the zones drawn up, and what you need to pay attention to is the fact that look at the first yellow box. So the first thing that you want to be able to identify is, did we break structure, and are we in between zones, right? So let me go to my Google Drive real quick, and I just want to show you guys a little thing that Alan made for us. Thank you, Alan. There's nothing better than students who end up becoming more like mentors and contributing to a cause. So I'm very grateful for my team. I'm very grateful for the relationships that we've established. Okay, so this is our little thing, right? So do we have momentum? Let's check. Did we have momentum? Yes. How do we know we have momentum? Well, number one, we broke the structure. We broke structure. Look how strong we are. We broke structure. And now we're in between zones. Well, where's our next zone? Our next zone's right here. So then we know that we've got at least up to 10 pips until our next zone, just in this whole wick range. This is confident because we broke structure and now we're in between zones. So we go over here and we say, do we have momentum? Yes. Are we in between zones? Yes. Do we have market structure? What is market structure? Market structure is when price is making either lower lows and lower highs or higher highs and higher lows. So it's going to be either lower low and lower high for bearish or higher high and higher low for bullish. So now let's go to UJ. Let's go check out the 15-minute time frame. Let's go check out what's going down. So I missed my entries here. I just wasn't ready for it. I was preparing and I was looking for a pair. And here's the thing. When you're trading, you want to make sure that you're not switching between too many strategies. So if I'm trading 4-hour momentum, the chances are is I need to wait until the 4-hour time frame closes. That way I get a clear signal, because it might look like it's going to keep going down, but then within the next 15, 20 minutes, we completely reverse and change structure on us. That happens all the time. So when we are trading, we want to make sure that if I'm trading momentum, I do want to wait until the 4-hour time frame closes, just because I don't know what's going to happen. But let's see, did we have structure? Going back to our little baby formula. We did. How do we know that we had structure? Because price was making lower lows and lower highs. And I do believe that we're actually going to have a bigger drop in UJ probably in this week. I already saw it. Maybe it's not going to be right now because it's just Monday. But going back. So I need to upgrade my account again. I lost my wallet. So if you guys watch my previous video, you guys know I lost my wallet. I'm just waiting for my card to come back in the mail so I can get my pro again. You got to get pro on TradingView. If you don't get pro on TradingView, you keep getting these like pop-ups, and it's so annoying just seeing those. Apparently you can disable it. I'm technically like unsavvy. Like I'm just technically lost. So anyways, what do we know? So did we have market structure? Yes. How do we know we had market structure? Because price was continuing to make lower lows and lower highs. Lower high here, lower low, broke structure, retested structure, another lower high, and so let's see what happened. Drop. That drop alone was already like 10 pips. One of our students caught it. He's like, okay, caught my 10 pips. I'm done. It was really awesome. Because we really focus on catching at least just 10 pips. Anything else can happen. If you just focus on catching 10 pips, you just keep yourself safe. And if you have larger momentum moves, then you can just run stop loss in profit. So what do we know? We already had lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so we had the structure. So after we know that we have the market structure, then we have yes again. Then what does that mean? If it's making higher highs and higher lows, buy the pullback. If it's making lower lows and lower highs, sell the pullback. So what do we got? Price is making lower lows and lower highs. So what does that mean? We sell the pullback. But at this time, the 4-hour candle had not closed yet. It had not closed yet. They were still in 15 minutes. So what do the next 15 minutes do? Up, up, up. What did we make? Another lower high. And now I'm going to go to the 5-minute because the 5-minute had a clearer signal. But we took all of our sells here. And the 5-minute signal was so nice just by closing so weak right here. You can see. So this 3 candles was the 15-minute time frame, right? Boom, boom, boom. That's 15 minutes. And then the next 15 minutes we came down, right? So what did it look like? It looked like the 15 minutes came up, then the 15 minutes came down. So what we had was this 4-hour time frame was so strong being in between zones. We already know that we're going down, and so what we did was we waited for the pullback, and this was our pullback, and then we sell the lower high, and then price dropped. Boom. And that's already our profit target. That's our profit mark. That's what we're looking for. Already 10 pips. And our next zone was just 10 pips away. You're never really guaranteed anything after that. As soon as price hits your zone, that's where your TP should be. That's where you should already be looking to close most of your orders, and then you can leave the rest running and do whatever is according to your style of trading plan. Whatever you guys make for your trading plan. For us, we already know that as soon as we hit the zone, we want to close most of our orders because anything can happen. But the momentum was bearish going down. The momentum was bearish. The currency meter ended up favoring the Japanese yen far more than the US dollar, signifying that we're going bearish because the Japanese yen is so much stronger. And we're in between zones. We broke structure, and now we're in between zones. So I closed at my 9%. I took the 9%. It was at 13% if I closed all of them at 11, but I didn't. Actually, it was at 15%. So I lost out on 6%. Oh, well. But I closed everything. I ended up closing everything as price hit the zone and then started making a little bit more pullback. I said, okay, I'm just going to close because we tapped our zone. And I made a mistake by not closing at 10 pips because that's my profit target. But I got a little bit greedy because I was anticipating a potential larger drop to keep going. But when you're trading from zone to zone, you're never guaranteed anything after that. Plus, it's only Monday. We got still 5 days. We got a whole day today. We got the 10 a.m. push coming up. I mean, there's just too many opportunities to be greedy. So I should have closed at my 15%. I should have closed at 15% and just walked away. But instead, I closed at 9%, which is still okay. I'll still take 9% all day long. But what was important was the fact that we're in between zones. Our formula was there, so we sold the lower high. So if any of you guys do watch our YouTube videos, then you guys will know that in my trading plan that I have for myself, that every student has to make for themselves as well. That's our first step, is you need to make a trading plan. Trade if you have higher time frame momentum. Currency meters favor, that's just our bonus. I should probably you know what? Every time I do these little webinars, I always see new things that I want to change. Right? You can identify structure. We are able to identify structure. You plotted out your zones and your in-between zones. That is our formula for scalping. Scalping to swing. Sometimes it just keeps going more. Sometimes it's done. And as you can see, we hit the supply zone. We hit this major 4-hour zone. It's a very major 4-hour zone. If you just look left, you can definitely see it's a very pivotal point. Very pivotal. It consolidated here for 12 hours. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I mean less because the big drop was here. But it consolidated in this range for a very long time. So once you hit the zone, anything else can happen. Your profit targets are always from zone to zone, at least for us. Our profit targets are those next zones. And we did make a 2-1 confirm here, higher low. Maybe can change the structure. We do have news in an hour. So maybe it'll change the structure. Maybe have a bit of a bigger bullish push. We may have just came down here to tap premium price just to launch. But what mattered was the fact that the momentum was bearish. The momentum was bearish because of how strong this 4-hour candle closed from 2 a.m. till 6 a.m. And then from 6 a.m. till 10, but of course just in the first like 15 minutes, that was our push. It dropped out 11 pips immediately. Actually, it dropped a little bit more if you range to the top of here. No, 11 pips. That was our profit target. That was our exact profit target, 10 pips. And that was it, guys. That's how we traded it. That's literally how we follow momentum. Following higher time frames, being in between zones. I do anticipate UJ having a much larger push. Because if you see how last week finished off, we just finished off well below zones. We are sitting on this zone here. But if we're going to continue going bearish, just look left. We're going into this wick range, this wick range, this wick range. We can come all the way down to 109 very easily this week. I don't doubt it. I do anticipate that. But we'll see. I don't like to predict the market. All I like to do is trade what's happening right now. And today, what was happening right now was USDJPY. It was USDJPY. That was our bread and butter trade. Being in between zones, selling the lower high. We sold the lower high, and the 5-minute had a much clearer signal because in these 3 15-minute, this is one 15-minute candle, boom, boom, boom. The next 15-minute, we dropped. And you can see we just ended up closing so low off after the pullback. It's just signifying that we're done. We want to go down. Now we tap the zone. Now look, we're making higher highs and higher lows. Maybe we're changing structure. This is why it's so important to close and take your profit. If I just held everything, now I would probably be negative. Or I would be break even. Because all my entries were around here. All here, here, here. So once you hit those next zones, you're never guaranteed anything else. And nobody wants to sit around for consolidation. I don't want to sit around for consolidation. In 15 minutes, all my percentage was done. This is where it came down to. Just in that first like 15, 20 minutes, we were already done. And that's exactly what we're looking for while following that momentum. The momentum happens usually very quick. If within an hour the momentum hasn't happened, then it's probably just consolidating. But just based off of how strong the 4-hour candle was, the 4-hour candle was too strong, broke structure in between zones. It's no 100% it's going down. We didn't go to any other pair after that. We just traded that. And now we have the whole week to catch more. GBP CAD is the same thing. GBP CAD is, I anticipate is going bullish too, just because of the fact that GBP CAD broke resistance here. But GBP CAD Canadian just had news. That's why I didn't trade the CAD pairs, because we just had news. So I didn't want to risk anything. But just because we broke structure and we're in between zones, it's probably just gaining liquidity before a big launch too. And it's around 50 pips. So I am looking at GBP CAD for today. And we got this cross. Now we have the retest. This is probably where we're going to reject before going bullish. Absolutely. I think that that's exactly what we're going to do. The cross is huge. Huge EMA distance. It's just going to be bouncing off this 14 EMA possibly. See, the news brought it down. Because the news was positive for CAD. So the news brought it down. And you see we went down around 18 pips just from the news. And now we're hitting support, a little minor supply zone, and we're going to probably reject before going bullish. So I am looking for entries on GBP CAD. I would argue to say that this is actually a great entry because this is the point where price broke. All these areas that price broke here. You see how price broke here looking left? So what did price do? It came back to where it broke and then it launched. And what is it doing again? It's probably coming right back to where we broke. And it could come down further, maybe even down to here, into this range. But it is going to go up. I do anticipate GBP CAD going bullish just based off of 4-hour momentum being closing above resistance. It's above resistance. So this is probably just huge liquidity. I could be wrong, just based off of the news, because news can change everything. But this is definitely probably just liquidity before a really big push going bullish. So I am looking for it on GBP CAD as well. But USDJPY was our push. It was our 10 pips. Maybe we're even just going to consolidate around that 14 EMA now before dropping more. So I'll look for more entries, maybe closer to 10 o'clock. But that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you guys were able to learn something. You guys know that if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, you can follow me on my Instagram. My email, if you want to email me. And my Facebook. Just my name. I'll leave it up there for a second in case you guys want to see it if you don't already follow me on these sources. And I will see you guys on the next one.